Sup nerds, it's me, Lucianas, and today we are going to be talking about can art content creators become actual content creators on YouTube and other platforms. So go ahead and grab yourself a blanket, maybe grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and let's get started. The art community. Either you love it or you hate it. Everyone knows this because of all the controversial figures that there's in the art community, from creators that have been canceled, from drama between relationships, and so much more. But we're not here to talk about the drama. We're here to talk about the creators that started in the art community and now they're doing endeavors to become actual content creators outside of their specific niche. Not just that, but it's just very interesting because my channel itself is about art. I do animations, I do shorts, and I do a lot of different things regarding art. And now you could even argue that I do a lot of art commentary. Editor's note here, many art creators are the ones who actually do this, but it's not necessarily just art creators. I also feel like the need of changing one's career or content in this case, while interesting, is more just to expand on what exactly is it that they're changing for and why exactly they're doing it. Also, many creators have their own reasons on why they change their content. Sometimes it can be because of growing boredom or because of what they post. Other times it's because they just want to try new ideas, or they want to have time to do things that are just more fun, or they just simply want to. So there's not really some serious big answer onto why it happens. Well, today we're going to be talking about this sudden change between art creators where they basically go from making animations all the way to doing completely different niches and see what we can learn from them. The first creator that I want to talk about is the creator named Rotika. So Rotika is basically he is this content creator that makes speed paints with a voiceover on top of it. And it actually has been one of my favorite creators over the years, especially since I started watching them back in I think it was a year or two ago. One of my favorite videos of them was the worst art trade ever, where it's like a speed paint with a voiceover where they're basically going on about this experience they have with this art trade that they did over on Instagram. Their voice is very calming and soothing, so it's nice to hear over the really amazing art that they do as well. And it's a pretty simple voice and video format. You basically just have to record yourself drawing, and then after you've done that, you speed it up a little bit, and then you talk about whatever you want on top of the footage. It's entertaining, it's nice, and if you do it correctly, you can actually be able to do a lot of this. And this is part of the art commentary community. But Rotika has suddenly changed their content literally just a few weeks ago. They went from being a speed paint art commentator all the way into becoming a media analyst. Now, one of their videos up right now about media analysis is Thailand and the Thailand is a misunderstood masterpiece, which is mostly talking about this movie that they're really into, and it's really nice. It's a 40-minute video, and I watched most of it, and it seems really nice and it works really well, which is very interesting because they already had a lot of experiences doing voiceovers by doing the speed paints with voiceovers, but they're two completely different niches. Not just that, but we can also see that even though the niches are close in the video format, they're very different. This causes a lot of difference when it comes to what exactly their content is and what exactly are they planning to go. You can see why they chose to do media analysis, especially in the video called My Final Art Video, where they basically expand on why they're doing it, on their life situation, and what actually transpired in their long 1.5 year hiatus, where they basically stopped posting content at most. Editor's note here. For the video, My Final Art Video that he did, I would actually recommend for you to go and watch it, because he does not only talk about why he stopped being a art commentator, but also expands on his personal situation and also the many reasons attached to it. And I think that it's a very powerful video, especially talking about such personal experiences. The second creator that I'm going to be talking about is about Narami. So if you don't know about Narami, I don't know what rock have you been living under, because they have been a prominent figure in the art community for many years now. One of the ways that I discovered them was actually watching that animation of the Song of Friends with their OCs like 7 years ago in 2017. And since then, I have been an avid fan. I love their work. I love their art style, and they're just like a pleasant person to just listen to and talk and like just see their content and stuff like that. And they have evolved a lot since, because they went from doing animation memes all the way to doing like OC animation, from doing short content videos on TikTok and on YouTube, all the way until now doing podcasts and also making vlog-esque videos, as well as like social commentary on things like that you would see on your day-to-day life. And it's just very interesting how they go between all of those things, because now you can pretty much see that they have changed a lot of things when it comes to their work. And it's just very interesting because their viewers are not really happy about the change of content and how things have changed over the years, especially because they want them to go back to... This is because they want them to go back to just doing animation memes or becoming a meme artist, which I didn't even know was a thing until recently.
Editor's note here. So for those who don't know what a meme artist is, a meme artist is basically a artist who makes short content videos such as TikTok or Reels or Shorts here on YouTube, and they basically make memes in those videos or relatable content for other artists out there.
Of course, her new content is actually pretty good and I pretty much love it. But one of the things that you can actually see is that just with anybody who changes their content and their niche, their views usually go down. And this causes a lot of problems, especially because when you go from one niche to another, you can go from having like thousands and thousands of views to going to like on the lower to the 100 views. But either way, she seems to be doing pretty good and the numbers are slowly going up, which to me showcases that she has been like actually putting a lot of effort in this. And it makes me really curious on where she's gonna go now that she is in a completely new genre of content creation, where she's not just focusing on art, but everything that encompasses and beyond that. Personally, I believe that art content creators can actually just do whatever the hell they want. They can go from doing animated shorts all the way until doing like animation memes, to becoming podcasters, to doing anything that they want to get their grimy little hands on. Art itself is very open and you can use it in a lot of different ways, as it's mostly used not only as a subject but as a tool to elevate videos and also other content online. Not just that, but I feel like it's a strategic move on the part of the content creators, because it actually helps with being able to continue to retain an audience. If you just talk about art all the time, it's going to get boring eventually after a few years. But if you make something new every single time and try to challenge yourself and try new things, you're going to be able to reach broader audiences and be able to just do so much more in your creations. Not just that, but even if obviously the views aren't going to be the best at the start, over the years, they're going to amass and they're going to continue growing. And views at the end of the day are not really that important when it comes to being a content creator. Usually is the quality of your content and what you can do to continue to retain those same members that really like your work. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want or not. I don't really care. And thank you for being here. Bye.